We are back. We are black. We made it again. We gonna do it again. Hey, what is going on? What is going on? Just sitting here reading this shit, drinking my, let me see, I'm drinking my ginger turmeric herbal tea with raw honey. Allergies want to act up and shit. You know, but that's okay though. Gotta get gold in your life. Looking at. Shout out to everybody else that's out there at the corporate plantation. I know how hard it is for you. It is not easy. Not one bit. Man, let me tell you something. Before I turn this music down, because I'm rocking this music. You know, music give you rhythm. For all that is highly melanated, we possess the law of rhythm. Go get the Kabbalion. I gotta read that again. Matter of fact, I gotta keep reading that. But we do possess the law of rhythm. Shout out to Blue Pill and Red Pill as they broke that down so articulately. I mean, they just broke down the law of rhythm and how, you know what I'm saying, the DNA that's genetically encoded in our DNA, our algorithm. We possess the law of rhythm. That's why we got that rhythm. That's why we can bounce. That's why it's very important when other groups come around you, watch them. Because they study your algorithm. They want to get that bounce. I don't care how good Scott Storch is at making beats. He ain't got that bounce. He had to be around native, melanated people to absorb that energy. But he needs to constantly be around that energy. That's the difference between him and everybody else that's melanated. But anyway, all you that's at the Core Plantation, this is the No I Don't Know TV series podcast. Shout out to Noob. Everybody that's out there, I'm your boy Warren G. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. You feel me? Nah, I ain't trying to get that to rhyme. But anyway, let me cut this shit down. I was getting my groove on, shit. You feel me? But anyway. Man, we gonna get into it. We ain't gonna play no games. No quorums, no none of that bullshit. Man, I've been watching a lot of shit on the news. You know, I've been looking and searching. I always be searching. I be using both my damn clown ass phones and searching. Now, I came across this one dude that was he was a youth church leader, white boy. Then he was ass fucking somebody at the church, one of the kids that was underage. And I'm trying to find that shit, but for some sort of reason, I can't get back to it because I want to find his name. So if you see me picking up my phone, that's what I'm doing. But anyway, man, a lot of shit's been going on in the goddamn news. This whole failed king and Oprah, and she's crying and Mammy explaining. And then you got Snoop, our brother Snoop, apologizing. And I'm definitely gonna get into that. I just gotta get into that right now. And the reason why I'm getting into it is because I agree with what Snoop said. Fuck that bitch. But I get it. You know, what really made him apologize? Probably his corporate sponsors. You know, shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins and Willie D. Willie D is one of the coldest rappers ever to me. And a stand-up nigga. And I love Willie D. But anyway, they had a podcast and I was watching it today. And they was hitting every point. Y'all need to go check that podcast out. Just look up Dr. Boyce Watkins and Willie D. They was really hitting every point that I was already thinking. But I'm going to go even deeper. I really feel like Snoop Dogg is a household name. And I really feel like a lot of people was tugging and pulling on him. And I really feel like they made Snoop Dogg the pariah. They framed that image of what a black man shouldn't say if they want to be successful within their system. And you like, what you mean, Warren? Because you're going to see a lot of people apologizing. Ari Lennox, she went real quick and apologized. Well, how many times have I told y'all, Gayle King and Oprah are mammies for the dominant society. They are agents of the system. Go watch The Matrix, first one and second one. I tweeted that the other day, and I didn't tweet it to go viral, but a lot of people was kind of picking up on it. I don't got a lot of followers on Twitter because I don't be on Twitter as much as I'm about to start being on there. because I be having to school motherfuckers, and not just school people, but you gotta wake people up, because a lot of people they are deaf, dumb, and blind. And like Dr. Boyce Watkins says, more black people are white supremacists than white people because they do all the bidding. There's more steaming Fanjangos, tell them about the gunline bosses from Life, more fucking Hayward Shepherds, as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us. And if you don't know who Hayward Shepherd is, go get Black Labor, White Wealth, go get Powernomics. And there are a lot of Sambos and Coons and Mammies that'll just protect the system at all costs. If you watch The Matrix, the first one, when Morpheus, which means sleep, if I'm not mistaken, I think etymology Greek-wise. I gotta get my etymology book. If you watch the first Matrix, as he's taking him through the training system, when he says tank, you know, when he's getting trained, like when he's getting all these things embedded into his brain about Taekwondo and all this, and he says, I know Kung Fu. And then Morpheus says, show me. And then they load up the program and they fight. And he tells him about, this isn't air you're breathing. Then he says, load up the other program. So they're walking through this simulation program where they're on the street and everybody's going to work. I've said this a million times. As Morpheus is walking him through the system, Neo looks at this bad bitch, which he presumes to be and assumes to be a bad bitch. And really, Morpheus tells him, tank, freeze it. And then it freezes. And he says, you think that's a nice looking lady? Look again. And it was an agent pointing a gun at him. And as he was trying to explain to him, agents, they're sentient programs. They move in and out of the system. The agents, basically, that's what mammies, coons, sambos are within your own race. Talk to a motherfucking nigga for 5 minutes and you'll almost basically see where his head is. And if his response is you're too militant and all that, he's an agent of the system. And a lot of these people are agents. We got to know this. And we need to look at it in a grand scale of things. Snoop Dogg is a household name. I'm pretty sure a lot of people was tugging and pulling on him. I don't know why he apologized. I don't think particularly he should have apologized. You know, I know he's got that show with Martha Stewart that is on VH1. I know Gayle King is on CBS. They are both the same entity. CBS owns Viacom. For all you, because I have stock in Viacom. So for all you that don't know that, go get Robinhood and you would know that. Because all you have to do, matter of fact, you don't need Robinhood to know that. Just Google on your phone, Viacom stock price. Who owns Viacom? It'll tell you in so many words. And I don't know if that really played a part in it, because that's what Dr. Boyce Watkins was kind of talking about. I'm going to say, when you're a household name like Snoop, I'm going to just go on a limb and say a lot of times you have to reel it back in because you don't want to lose sponsorships. You don't want that residual income, because once they put you on TV like that, we don't know what type of bag he's getting. And that's neither here nor there, because I'm not going to take away from the point of that he was right for what he said. Maybe everybody didn't like his choice of words, but the thing that I want us melanated people that are in positions of power, we're getting funded by the system, you know, on a grand scale, we need to really, really think before we just go on social media and start making these comments. Because once you have to go back and apologize, our brother Snoop, I got love for him. I've been bumping Snoop's last CD the whole time. But once you go and apologize, it takes the wind out of everything that most black people fight for, which is justice, fighting against coons. You know, I don't think Snoop really got it, because he's probably not looking at the lower end of the melanated brothers and sisters and native blacks, but there's a lot of native blacks that deal with coonery and mammyism and samboism at their corporate plantation job. And they can't say nothing because they don't want to lose their job. So I feel like Snoop could just snap his fingers and go on tour and make whatever money they paying him back. And I get it, you don't want to be on tour. That's easy. But I don't think we possess the confidence of being like, all right, we just need to start our own network, because really, Snoop don't even need Viacom to do that with Martha Stewart. He could do that on his own show on YouTube. And just collect spine. He don't really need that, but I think a lot of times is you got a lot of people pulling and tugging on you and telling you, telling you, oh man, you don't need to do that, or you do need to do that, or man, you should apologize, you offending women. And, and people do take it out of context. But my thing is, why is nobody still on Gayle King's head for asking such an inappropriate question to Lisa Leslie on national television and then talking about, oh, they played the wrong clip? No, bitch, they played the clip of what you were saying. And you was basically trying to get Lisa Leslie to corroborate what you were insinuating about Kobe Bryant. He's dead. And you still talking shit. One, people. But y'all don't do that to Caucasians. Yet still, why is nobody talking about Harvey Weinstein? Why? What is going on? I don't understand that. That's the stuff that I don't understand. You know why I don't understand that? Because when motherfuckers are being paid by the system, they not finna say nothing. You're gonna have to look at how you would govern yourself at your corporate plantation versus how they act. It's the same thing. Or you could just be like some melanated people, or be like me, introvert. Turn into a transformer. That's it. Go to work, do your job. I was just having this conversation with a sister at my job. We didn't, at the corporate plantation, we had chopped it up for a long time. And then we started chopping it up. And I told her, I said, what'll happen is people will tell me, or I'll get a complaint, or you'll get a complaint. That's neither here nor there. But when we was really chopping it up, I told her, I said, why you think we here to get a paycheck. I'm not here to tell my business. I'm not here to do all that. You feel me? And she was like, man, I feel you. I'm the same way. And there's just a unwritten rule with native black people that we know, like, you just there to do your job. You're not there. Let me tell y'all something. All y'all people that's out there, all y'all melanated people, my native melanated people, man, y'all go on these jobs and you get your little, when it's time for your little raise, whatever, and they don't get you what you want, don't show no emotion. Remember, it's their system. So we were cheering on Snoop, but then when Snoop reeled it back in, it's like, don't let that take your confidence away. Still keep your eye on what it is. Snoop was apologizing for Snoop. He wasn't apologizing for all native black people, because the majority of us feel the same way. Fuck Gayle, fuck Oprah. And they can stay their ass over there with the dominant society as far as I'm concerned, because I don't care what friends you have, what you do. Equal playing field. You need to be an equal opportunist. So you need to take that precious time that you have going at R. Kelly, Robert, as he's getting all emotional and acting a fool, and take that energy that you have going at Michael Jackson and asking these dumbass questions to his brothers, and knowing good goddamn well Michael Jackson was not doing that shit. But take that same energy and let's put it towards Harvey Weinstein. Oh, what's going on, Josh? I didn't even see. Look, I didn't even see. I'm just got to going. Crazy. I had a conversation at work with a sister about hanging out with clowns. After other supervisors of the dominant society, if you hang out with them with a clown, eventually you become a part of the circus. I like that. That's why I'm about to start making clothes, and I'm about to start taking quotes and shit, and I'm about to start putting them on goddamn shirts. You hang out with clowns, you become a part of the circus. Let me tell you something. My posterior is going to tell you exactly how I feel. And you're going to know you're not going to be able to play that game with me. That's one. And two, I delve into these books. There was a conversation going on about this one sister, Latino sister. And I got a great respect for her because she saw me reading this book right here. I was reading this book at the Court Plantation at one time. In the Matter of Color. You know, this is the book of Eli. So I'm reading this book and it's got great information in here. You know, I got all kinds of shit highlighted and, you know, it's just got a whole bunch of great shit in here. So as I'm reading the book, I'm like, man, it's about status and the slave laws and slave codes in like the 1800s and the 1700s, you know, all this other stuff. And she was like, yeah, I'm reading about, you know, Mexican independence. And I told her, right on, sister, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be looking up your history to know who you are. And that's our job. And then we'll shoot ideas back and forth. You got any good books? I'm like, yeah, man, go read this book. She was like, and look, She takes her phone out. Boop, boop, boop. What's the name of that book again? Boop, boop, boop. Okay, cool. Boom, I'm on it. Latino sister. Real cool sister. And I'm like, and I can respect that. And the reason why I can respect that is because your quest for knowledge should be endless. As Nearly Fuller Jr. always says, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. And that's true. And I think a lot of the times we think because they are accepting of us that everybody else is supposed to be cool with them. And that's not necessarily the case because they could only be acceptable with you if you conform. And once you become a conformist, a go along to get along type of person, and you bend the knee and they castrate you, now you're acceptable. Other than that, you don't belong in our system. And I just feel like, I don't know if Snoop was forced to apologize. I don't know. But for you to, I thought about it, and I think a lot of us need to be very mindful of what we say when we have all these followers on social media and we go out there on this emotional roller coaster, and then, because that's basically what it is. And I don't agree with him apologizing, but I understand. I still feel the same way. You know what I mean? I was reading this hashtag on Twitter because, like I said, I'll be on both my phones. And it was basically, I think it was I Stand with Snoop. And the thing about it is, and I always say this, why is it we get vilified, we get publicly criticized about stuff, but you still have Harvey Weinstein walking around here? You have the lady that said Los Angeles niggers, not niggers, but niggers. The Knicks weren't playing the Lakers that day. Nobody's talking about it anymore. You had coons and Sambos like Mark Lamont Hill and Wanda Sykes on some Sambo mammy shit talking about, it sounds like she said Los Angeles Nakers to me. Nakers? And I played that clip 1,000 times. She didn't say no damn Nakers. She said Los Angeles niggers because that's what she was already thinking, which doesn't bother me. What bothers me is every time a Caucasian from the dominant or a person from the dominant society fucks up, there's always some Steven from Django telling about the gunline boss, Haywood Shepherd, Uncle Tom, Coon, Sambo, ass motherfucker that always has to stand up before they even say anything and be like, they didn't mean that. And those are normally the people that want the pat on their head. They care about what the dominant society thinks about them. This ain't no front. This is exactly like this is really what they want. They want, thank you. Dominant society, they loves me. And if you just buck your eyes and do what you're supposed to do, they gonna love you too. And it's like, I think we put too much confidence in what Snoop said, not thinking he wasn't gonna apologize. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, he'll probably apologize, which it doesn't bother me. Because we shouldn't be expecting for that to take place. What we should be expecting is for everybody as a cohesive unit to be like, no, none of us is fucking with Gayle King and them. I don't give a fuck what Snoop said. Women's liberation was not about black people and black women. And unless dominant society people start calling them out, y'all stop acting like y'all so afraid for Gayle King. Y'all don't care about no black women. Did y'all care about black women when the KKK and Jim Crow eras was hanging black women and cutting the babies out of their bosoms and letting them bleed to death and letting the babies fall out of their bellies? Was y'all caring about black women then? So spare me the bullshit. That's why I let y'all tell me on Twitter about, I'm poor and I'm white and I'm on welfare. And I said, this may be true, but you possess one thing that native blacks do not, and that is white privilege. And you can use that white privilege at any time, and native blacks cannot, which, please spare me your sad story. I don't want to hear. That's why, I just was like, I was almost kind of like more like on Twitter, looking at my Twitter, like, did she really just email me this sad story or tweet me this sad story? I was like, nah. That weren't like these though. Here, I'm putting in my thing. All right. I'm putting in my Twitter. At worn like these. Though, my bad. I'm just putting it in my Twitter. All right, there we go. Because, I stay on Twitter all the time. Twitter's cold. She raw. She got this video. This video seems undoctored. Here is Michelle Obama. Thanks, Harvey Weinstein. Yes, she still is attacking Reverend Jeremiah Wright. I'm telling you, and this is on Twitter. See, that's why I'm always on Twitter. Always, always, always. I don't be on Instagram as much as Twitter. But I'm always on there because there's great conversations and there's a lot of things to talk about. And the next thing I want to talk about too, man, is your boy D Wade. D Wade. What are you doing? I don't have Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book up here, but you need to go read the ISIS papers. See, what happens is the dominant society takes slum living native black kids that come from the slums and pay you an astronomical amount of money to play that sport that they want you to play and give you all this money. And then you start having a detachment from reality. And when I watched that on Twitter, man, I had so many people hit me up, but there was a lot of people agreeing with what the fuck I was saying. I said, I'm very disappointed in that situation with Dwayne Wade and your son just talking like a woman and sashaying and switching and shit. I'm like, there's no way a kid that young could know that, in my personal opinion, unless it's just too open. Who have you been around? That's why shout out to Pastor Troy. They try to get on him because he was like, no, my son ain't gonna be on that gay shit because I'm in my son's life. And it's like, I don't think native black fathers understand how important it is to be influential in your son's lives, man. Let me tell you something. I didn't have that. I didn't have that situation. But I had enough people around me to give me a code of like, nah, man, you're not gonna be switching and sashaying. We don't do all that. And I feel like this whole new world order situation is coming to fruition. They are literally force feeding it down native black society's throats. And then when you have an opinion that's contrarian to it or oppositional to it, it's like you're homophobic and all that. And I told y'all before, when LBGTQ, LMNOP, XYZ try to call themselves ganging up on me, I was letting their ass have it. I just kept hitting their ass with facts. Y'all didn't build this country. Oh, so how do you know those black? Because they wasn't. How do you know that those black people back then weren't? No, because your white ancestors were breeding them to death. So that's why we know that wasn't happening. They was too busy raping our great-great-grandmothers and buck breaking and castrating the black men after they got done breeding them to death. So they didn't have time to be doing all that. And if it was any type of moist action going on, that was coming from the dominant society as far as I'm concerned. Stop trying to push that on us and stop trying to, for some sort of reason, segregate it. Like, oh, because I retweeted something too about James Baldwin and his brother was like, oh, well, you retweeting him, he's gay. I said, but what he's talking about is poignant and he's still my brother. That's my melanated brother first. You gotta be on code. We can discuss the moist shit later. But right now, that's my brother. And what we gotta start doing with our melanated brothers and sisters who wanna be a part of that LGBTQ, you need to hyphenate it black LGBTQ, because let me tell you something. If y'all don't think for 1 second that there is no racism and white supremacy in the LGBTQ community, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. And all these native black motherfuckers treating them like their struggle is somehow in alignment with what the fuck happened to us? No, I do not think so. That's why I had to keep telling them they did not build this country. We've been bred to death, Jim Crow, red line, gentrified. No, they didn't build this country. And they're reaping all the benefits of the fruits of native blacks' labor. No. And eventually, they left me the fuck alone. A lot of them started blocking me because, see, what they started doing was they started name calling. When you start name calling, that means you've ran out of information. And I haven't read a whole bunch of books, but I've read enough so I can reference a lot of them. That's why one brother, he sounded like a Sambo coon. And I retweeted and I said, this guy needs to go to Sambo rehab because you've been misinformed, my brother. Like, I don't think you get it. I think you really don't get it. Especially when a person gets to talking bad and negatively about Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. That's what really irritated me. Because I'm like, well, did you read the book? Like, did you really read the book? I got to go read it again because it was so deep. This sister was so deep and so detailed how she psychologically broke down racism and genetic annihilation is crazy. And if you think about it, we are the only species that could create white and black. Us. The power comes from black testicles. Two, which then they castrate black testicles all the time. And it's in our DNA. That's why when this mixed sister, I don't say biracial, mixed, half-breed, I don't do all that, try to tell me I need a sunscreen, I said, ooh, you need to go read. So she starts spouting out, oh, you mean the Anunnaki? I said, so you have some skill, but you're not putting it to use. Because if you really knew what was going on, you wouldn't be telling a melanated brother who's been kissed by the sun, like me, that I need sunscreen. Because I haven't heard of large amounts of native black people getting skin cancer. But a lot of that is due to a lot of the chemicals and bullshit that's in the lotions and things that you put to try to smell good, right? Shout out to blackandnoble.com. Shout out to Freedom Paper Company. Shout out to them. See, it is chemical warfare now. The fluoride is in your toothpaste that you use to brush your teeth. It's in your water. Why do you think now alkaline water they like? If you go watch The Big Short, where Christian Bale talks about the housing crisis in 2008, he invested a lot of his money in water. This was in 2008. It's 2020, and now everything is alkaline or nothing. So what I did was I started going back to those principles of our great brother, Dr. Sabi, who was under the tutelage of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and spring water. Spring water is 99 cents a gallon, but we don't know this. And that's has a natural pH balance of 7. Then all you gotta do is squirt some lemon in it and you good. And you're like, well, why are you talking about that? Because if we don't eat better, we don't think better. I'm telling you. That's why when I have sinus problems, some ginger and turmeric tea, elderberry tea, I try to naturally get my body back in gear. I don't go and buy a whole bunch of these products and shit because all that shit it does is break down your system, and it makes it where your system can't fight off certain things. Then your mind is more worried about being sick than being focused on what matters most. And that's the thing. When I look at Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Papers, and I look at the D. Wade situation, I'm like, D, what are you doing, my nigga? Like, come on, bro. Your son is talking like a straight bitch. And it's like, he's too young to be talking like that. And sashaying and it's like, what are you doing this for? Oh, because you don't never want to work again? Or did you trick off your money? I don't know. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but these young boys and girls, girls need to be girls and boys need to be boys. Now, if girls can't be girls, fine. I have no problem with that. But for our young brothers to be sashaying around and wearing blouses and fucking gowns and dresses and shit and thinking Billy Porter is somebody that we supposed to be looking up to, That is genetic annihilation. That's what that is. That is saying that it's okay to be feminine. You know, it's like, come on, man. What are we doing? I don't care if you shave your throat and cut off your balls and shit. We know what you was. They basically telling you if you got money, you could just you could be whatever you want to be. But let me tell you something, Native Black people. You could never be all you want to be in the dominant society. Remember that. It is not meant for you. So open your mind. Close your heart and open your mind. Put your feelings away, tuck them, put them in your pocket, become an introvert. And remember this. This system is not designed for you. So if it's not designed for you, stop having these great expectations of, oh man, I'm going to go do this one day. And, I'm going to go do that. If you go read The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, every black person that he interviewed said they left those companies to go build their own companies because they didn't like the way they was being treated. So that should tell you right then and there. Even in death, Kobe's still a nigga. He's still a rapist. And you still got people co-signing that shit. They neglect the part that this bitch fucked 10 other niggas before and all these niggas was busting off at her. And then the bitch was lying, talking about she picked up the wrong panties and all this other shit. Man, bitch, stop. Then you made a freestyle about fucking them and nah, stop it. You was trying to get paid. And I think what we're failing to forget is Snoop's point. That's why when I looked at D Wade and his son, I'm like, well, what is the purpose of this shit? Like, what are you doing, bro? And why ain't nobody else pulling his coattail and being like, my G, what are you doing? And Gabrielle Union, in one breath, you fucking talking about how racist they are at America's Got Talent and all this other shit. And then you are basically, you're the welder behind the fire. Like, you're the engine. You're the motherfucker fanning the flames on this LGBTQ shit with his son. First of all, Gabrielle Union, that's not your son. So you don't have a right to do that. And I would love to talk to his baby mom or other family members and be like, y'all cool with that shit? Like, man, that shit is crazy. That's what we coming up. And now they're going to be the poster child of, now they taking pictures and and I'm proud of my son, and you going to Ellen, and fuck Ellen DeGeneres, that bitch be on some I don't like her. And you like, why? The reason why I don't like her because I don't like that she tries to compare the LGBTQ struggle to black people's struggle, and that is highly offensive and very disrespectful. It's like, that's what I said, that's what I always say. When a motherfucker tell me I gotta work harder, I say, you gonna tell the Jewish community they gotta work harder? Ain't nobody gonna tell no Jews they gotta work harder, but they so quick to tell niggas we gotta work harder, but we built the country. Our ancestors built the country. Everything that everybody's enjoying to this day is because of us. That stock market and all the fuckery that goes on that is in existence because of us. That's why when I saw this thing about Puerto Ricans talking shit about black people, I posted this tweet too. That's what I'm saying. Y'all go follow me on @WarrenLikeThese though. You can look in the comment, the little box section below the title, and that's where I am. Go follow me. I tweeted that. I said, we have to be mindful and understand when we say this black and brown coalition. Because the brown people did not build this country. I'm quick to check a person. I don't care how cool you are, but I'm going to let you know right there. Yeah, but you didn't build the country, though. Your people did not build this country. Native black people. Oh, I thought it was the Native Americans. No, sir. The Native Americans are Moors. You need to go read They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. You need to understand what's going on. See, when you start knowing where the fuck you really came from, then you start looking at people like, no, I got to cut you at the hip right here, bro. You're doing too much. So I'm telling you right now, this is the way it go. It's always going to be this way. I want everybody to understand one thing. That D-Wade shit is a bunch of bullshit to me. I don't agree with it. I like Steven Jackson, how he responded to Gayle King. He didn't cuss. He didn't call out her name. He had the best response because now he don't have to apologize. And he had the best response. See, Snoop was so vulgar, I think after it set in, they was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if he was forced to. Who knows? But I feel like he shouldn't have reeled it in, but I'm not him. I still got respect for him, but I still feel the same way. And any other bitch that stand with Gayle King, fuck you too. You a funky bitch, and you probably auction off your pussy on Amazon and eBay. Because that's what the majority of these bitches that talk about niggas ain't shit. These are the bitches that be like this. Let me get 45 of that pussy, yeah. Let me get 65 of that pussy, yep. 75 of that pussy, 75 of that pussy, yep. 85 of that pussy, yep. That's them bitches. Those are the bitches that if they could, they would put their pussy hole on Amazon.com and then under the title, it'll have 1 star under the title, and then it will have, this is the best pussy you gonna ever get. That's what these bitches is doing. And these are the bitches that talking about niggas ain't shit. And these are the bitches that standing with Gayle King and Oprah. Not knowing Gayle King and Oprah don't give a flying fuck about no goddamn regular native black sisters. They can't even relate to sisters at this point anymore. Because they don't care. They don't want to know what's going on down there. I was listening to The Breakfast Club, how they was talking about how Monique posted this thing. It was like, oh, it's so personal. And it's like, I like The Breakfast Club, but I feel like their critique of Monique is because Monique went in there and let their ass have it, from her opinion. And now all that shit that Monique was saying about Netflix and saying about Oprah and fucking Tyler Perry and what's the other moist nigga that had Empire? Lee Daniels, all that shit was correct. Nobody has given Monique any props. Only thing that I was tripping off of, she shouldn't have disclosed how much money that she was getting offered and how much she wanted. She should have just kept that shit to herself. But other than that, I agree with everything she said. That's some hoe ass shit. Oprah, you ain't gonna tell no Jewish motherfucker to go promote a movie for free. They gonna tell you to kiss their ass. But you gonna tell a sister, well, you need to go promote it for free. Because that's what niggas do. They get a kick out of doing each other like that. And then getting a pat on the hat from the dominant society about, because basically, those are the tell them about the gun line boss. When I say tell them about the gun line, that's the nigga that was in life, that had the gun, that was behind the white man, talking all the shit to the niggas. Tell them about the gun line boss, that nigga. It's like, man, come on, man. We have to understand what the fuck is going on. That's why when I looked at the Dwayne Wade, the only thing I could think about is Dr. Frances Wells saying, like, damn, she wasn't lying. God damn, man, what the fuck is you doing? But I guess I'm not him. But now this kid, now you about to let him like, come on. How does a kid know that at that age? Oh, you just know. Now, some kids, they do be feminine, but they're feminine because they're around women and they're not around men. You ain't got to be in sports to not be feminine, but you need to be around men. We need to start these young melanated kids need to start going to black barbershops and watching how black men conduct themselves in a working environment. Every black kid needs to go to a black barbershop. Remember what I said. Just drop him off. And even if you can't drop him off, make him sit in there. I don't give a fuck if it takes all day to get here. Just clear your schedule and say, hey man, we going to the barbershop. And just tell him, shut up and sit down. When he's about 5 or 6, so he can see exactly what goes on. Because I feel like Dwayne Wade ain't taken to no black barbershop. Dwayne Wade took his ass to a beauty shop. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And you talking about you proud, you with Ellen DeGeneres. Fuck Ellen. Like I said, I don't like that bitch. Any person that's going to try to have the gall to compare their struggle to ours, man, fuck you. I don't care how many black people you have on your show. That's very disrespectful. Those people that you have on your show, they're not educated enough to understand what you're doing and saying is wrong. And I'm not saying publicly criticize you, but somebody to pull you pull your coattail and say, I feel uncomfortable. You're making a lot of black people feel uncomfortable saying that the LBGTQ LMNOP XY struggle. I don't feel sorry when a dominant society person jump in my mentions talking about she on welfare. Well, bitch, you have white privilege. So why don't you use that, put that to use? Period. The system is designed for you. No, because the dominant society didn't expect for their own people to get hooked on heroin and speed and drugs and all this other bullshit. They didn't expect that at all. That's why I look at this shit and I'll be like, man, this shit is a joke. And all you see is the Kobe shit and any little dirt they can bring up. Any little dirt that they can bring up. But then I'm looking at things about Harvey Weinstein, you can barely find it. That's why I be on my phone. I'll be watching and looking. I'm like, wow, they got a whole bunch of shit about Kobe. And they got a whole bunch of shit. But then, like when it comes to the pedophile shit, you can barely find it. But see, I was finding a whole bunch. Go check out my last podcast. I had a whole bunch of pedophile, a whole bunch of Weird Al Yankovic motherfuckers that I mentioned in the last one. Niggas putting cameras in the bathrooms and shit. And watching bitches unchanged and watching bitches pee. And shit. What kind of shit is that? I know you a man and all, but nigga, you can watch that on porno. You need to, but nah, nigga, like, fuck that. I want to see some live bitches. I want to see bitches take off their panties and pee and shit, and I want to change the tampon. Nigga, what the fuck you got going on? Like I said on last podcast, instead of you putting a camera in a woman's bathroom, why don't you just say you identify as a woman? And now they can't kick you out. Because that's what they saying. Oh, I identify. Now you got, I identify as black. Okay, cool. You identify as black until the cops come. Then you going to jump into that white skin. You going to have an out-of-body experience. But, oh, what the fuck was I thinking? I'm not a nigger. See, this is the shit that go on. You know, that's why I'm like, man, I can't find that shit. That's why you see me, man. I wanted to mention that before I got off the air. Because they had another motherfucker on here. But they not talking about that shit. But I did talk about that one nigga. I forgot his name. His name was Ray something. This white boy's name was Ray. Oh, God. And he was pimping bitches at that college. Go check out my last podcast. That motherfucker was fucking the bitches in the college, grooming them as a young kid. Oh, you can come stay over, and giving them massages and giving them therapy and shit, and then fucking them. And then like, hey, you know I let you stay at my house, so you owe me woo, woo, woo. Ooh, I can't pay. Well, you better go sell that pussy, yo. You notice they not talking about that. Now, why the fuck is they not talking about that shit? See, now they got me looking. I'm going to look on my phone and I'm going to look on my PC. Shit, I'm looking on it. You can't find that shit, though. You cannot find it. But I did see this. Nearly 66,000 marijuana convictions in Los Angeles County will be dismissed. About time. Y'all know y'all was wrong for that. Locking niggas up for weed and all of a sudden, oh my God, it's legal. We gonna make money off of it. Ooh, but what do we do about all those niggas we locked up? Because you know, it's probably 90% niggas that's locked up for weed and probably 10% dominant society. And then it's probably 90% white people locked up for meth and black tar heroin and popping pills and shit. An opioid crisis. It's an opioid epidemic when it's white people, and then when it's black people, oh, the crack epidemic that they put into the fucking society. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear that shit. That's why I'm looking for this shit. I'm gonna find this shit. They had it. See, they trying to keep that shit hidden, but I'm telling you right now, these motherfuckers are putting cameras in bathrooms and shit, and putting cameras in bathrooms at their house. That's why I go use somebody's bathroom at the house. I'm looking for everything. That's what my mom used to do. I'm looking through the cabs. What the fuck y'all got going on? Y'all better not have no camera me pee-peeing unless I get paid, nigga. So you want to tell you, nigga, you have a camera in there, I'm going to snatch that camera up and I'm going to throw your ass under the bus, nigga, and I want my money. Since you want to have a camera taking pictures of motherfuckers pee-peeing and shit, what kind of weird-ass shit is that? But they don't talk about that shit, though, but you want to talk about Bill Cosby. Now I was looking at Jamel Hill's tweet with her ugly ass talking about Bill Cosby and all this other shit. It's like, all right, bitch, you sit your ass down too. Are you blocking for us? Or are you blocking for them? I've been saying that forever. Who you blocking for? That's a saying in our family. In my family, among my siblings, that's a saying. Nigga, who is you blocking for? Are you blocking for us? Or are you blocking for them? God damn, everybody want to... Steven Jackson had the best comments for Gayle King. He didn't cuss, he didn't call out her name, and he called out the bullshit. And I feel like that's what Snoop should have did. Now you got to apologize. Now you the villain. Now you worried about losing sponsorships. That's why, fuck all that. That's why I want a whole lot of people on my page. I want all them, fuck all that. Then they get my shit taken down. Nah, fuck all that. That's why y'all niggas keep going and getting the flu shot. And letting these niggas scare you with the coronavirus. Man, get the fuck out of here. The corona, that's some shit that they made up. First it was the pig flu, the swine flu. That'll really get these niggas going. Then it went from that to the avian flu. That'll get them going because we don't even know what avian means. Then from that, it went to some other shit. Then it went to Ebola. Now you're looking at every African nigga, oh shit, this motherfucker coughing Ebola. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Anything that's in Africa is some shit that the dominant society took over there and spread amongst Africans. That's why a lot of African motherfuckers that ain't coons and samples, they don't play that shit with the dominant society. Look, man, I've had Caucasians tell me when they traveled to Africa and they went to Egypt, they tell me, man, them motherfuckers don't play that shit with white people. You good, but they do not play that shit with us. And that's why I'm going to be going to Egypt. And I'm going to see the pyramids myself. And fuck out of here with this, the Anunnaki built the pyramids. We built the pyramids. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Until the Anunnaki bring they black asses down here themselves and tell us they built them, I'm going with my people building them. That's who's in the caves. That's the drawing that's in the caves. And that's what I'm going with. And I don't give a fuck about no nigga talking about no Jesus Christ and this Cesare Borgia bullshit. And when your Savior's return, yeah, right, nigga. Man, get the fuck out of here. That's the problem. Too many motherfuckers is in a trance with this religious shit, and they're not even worried about what the fuck is going on in real life, how people really getting treated. That's why I always tell everybody, what are you being socialized? They socialize you to deal with racism and white supremacy? Or they socialize you to be like, hey, man, this is how you govern yourself. This is how you act. This is how you conduct yourself. When you get around black people, you don't shy away. You embrace your people. You love them, even if you don't agree with them. You love them. See, I didn't know that. Because when you're dealing with religion and you're dealing with people that's in a trance over that and that's all they know, you can't hold them accountable for that. You can only hold yourself accountable for not wanting to learn more. But I've always been a thinker outside of the box. I've always been contrarian and oppositional. Motherfuckers in my family, they can tell you, man, that nigga always question everything. My mama can tell you, I question every goddamn thing. Nigga, what? Oh, so that's Jesus, huh? So where is this nigga? What's going on? I do believe in the power of prayer because I feel like prayer is an energy that can be manifest. But I don't believe in religious beliefs of, oh, well, if you don't pay this amount, man, you want to get into heaven and all that other shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. You don't want to go to hell. Hell's much hotter than this. Nigga, this is hell on earth. What are you saying? What are you saying? Go to Skid Row in LA and tell me if that's not hell. For all y'all niggas that live in Las Vegas, Nevada, go on Las Vegas Boulevard and Owens and you tell me if that's not hell. Go on Las Vegas Boulevard and Owens and you tell me if that's not hell, and then take your ass by the Red Rock and see how these motherfuckers is living. And then you tell me if that's not hell. That's fucking hell on earth, homie. Motherfuckers building a goddamn $2 billion stadium, and half the niggas that live out here ain't even gonna be able to afford to go to that motherfucker because the shit gonna be so fucking high. Where you gonna park at? Where you gonna park? Man, they gonna be ticketed. And man, let me tell you something. This system is designed for motherfuckers that are with the bullshit. It's not designed for moral people. So stop thinking for 1 second that the dominant society has a moral compass, and they're going to judge you according to their moral compass to judge us equally. Or more, they don't have any moral fortitude. The dominant society, as history has taught us for the last 400 years, have been the most vile, corrupt, immoral people in this United States of America Incorporated. Facts. Anytime a person can act like they don't get white privilege, just look at them. Just don't argue with them, just look at them. What they should be telling you is, you damn right I got white privilege, and I'm going to use my white privilege to make sure I help every native black that I ever meet. And they don't have to say native. Every black person that I meet, they going to get white. I'm going to use my white privilege for them. That's a fact. Because I know how these motherfuckers think. That's what your job is. Not to get around other white people and talk shit about black people, but to get around other white people and just listen to what they say. And then you can come back and tell us what's being said about us when we're not in the room. As Dr. Frances Welsing teaches. Tell us what they say when we're not in the room. Don't be coming up here talking this false hope and all this other shit. This Jesse Jackson, keep hope alive, man. Fuck Jesse Jackson. That motherfucker is a Sambo too. All of these motherfuckers. How everybody around Dr. Martin Luther King, none of y'all niggas get shot, he gets shot. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That's why every time somebody gets shot, oh, so who else got shot? Fuck out of here. You gotta watch those niggas too. Yeah, man. Such and such got shot. Was you there? Yeah, man, I ain't get shot. Start looking at that nigga. And then what you need to start doing is start getting on your phone and start looking. I don't know. Start saying, man, is this nigga cool to be hanging out with? Because it's so funny how all these niggas around Martin Luther King, but this nigga the only nigga get shot. So the nigga had one bullet and just bang, you dead? Man, get the fuck out of here. Where's the security at? Man, fuck out of here, man. Want to hear that shit? Then I don't like that fucking Netflix shit. I couldn't even watch the shit. It was pissing me off so bad about the Nation of Islam and how they was trying to paint and frame this picture of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I was so angry. I was like, man, and I was more angry at our people because it's like, do you hear the Jewish community tell us about the bullshit that they got going on in their community? No, you never hear that shit. But black people always want to be on TV and tell everybody about what the fuck the plan is. Oh yeah, because when I was there, it was militant and such. It's like, okay, you don't like the Nation of Islam. Okay, fine. But why do you need to go on Netflix and talk shit about it? Oh yeah, because I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's kids, they were jealous of Malcolm X. And all that. Like, why do y'all even need to do that? I'm still mad about that shit. I couldn't even finish it because I was so mad. I'm like, Netflix lucky they don't have a comment because I would call out each and every one of those former Nation of Islam leaders and be like, that's some bullshit. Period. Because you'll never see a Jewish person, even if he don't fuck with another Jew, call his ass out and tell all the personal business what the fuck was going on. Oh, and it's like a cult and such. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit, man. I'm tired of people doing that. I'm tired of us doing that to each other. Period. The only thing I'll call out is the religious Jesus said it shit because it's not teaching us anything about us and what we need to know. That's what man, come on, man. And no, I'm not biased. Motherfuckers say I'm biased because I got the picture. Yeah, you goddamn right I got that picture. Fuck out of here. Go in white people's house. They got pictures of John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln and George Washington and Robert E. Lee and all these white racist motherfuckers that owned slaves and treated niggas like shit. So you goddamn right. That's what the fuck I got up there. And fuck anybody who don't like it. I want to hear that shit. You goddamn right. You come in here, that's what you gonna see. You gonna be like, damn, what the fuck? The fuck you got going on? Fuck all that. I ain't gotta be a part of the Nation of Islam to like what they teach and like how they take disaggregate, fractured black men and fashion them and mold them and teach them who they are and make them a better person for society. They teach you about being a man. You like, what? Look, I probably would have hated a lot of the shit about the Nation of Islam too, but you know what? I would have known thyself. I would have known where the fuck I came from, and I wouldn't have been no buck dancing, smiling motherfucker thinking, oh, just do what the dominant society want, and you'll be successful. Knowing good goddamn well that's not what the fuck is gonna happen. And people that know me, I've known people that I worked at the corn plantation for 10 years. They still be like, yeah, I remember you been listening to that shit for a long time. So no, nigga, I didn't just wake up one day and be like, oh, well, the Honorable, man, I've been listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, been listening to Farrakhan. When people used to talk shit to me, my own people used to be like, why you listening to him? The only people that never, ever said nothing about it was my own family. My own family. And when I mean family, I mean my relatives, my close relatives. When my mom was alive and we would go to my mom's house every Saturday and Sunday, and we would always have debates about the Nation of Islam. Because my mom always felt like, oh, well, he had all those kids and all this other shit. And I'm like, that's hearsay. You don't know what the fuck he had going on. And my mom would always be like, yeah, he did. I said, yeah, but that doesn't negate the fact he built Malcolm X. That doesn't negate the fact that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is still here and still fighting for us. And they can't find no dirt on him because they would already found it and they had already put the shit out there. And my mom would always be like, yeah, you right about that shit. Exactly. Oh, we would have had these conversations all the time. And I'm like, yeah, they the only niggas that, and no diss to the Hebrew Israelites, they do good work too. So shout out to them too. But I'm talking about what I saw growing up on the corners on Crenshaw and Slauson and on the other corners. I saw native black FOY and Nation Islam brothers selling bean pies, and we never stopped, we never asked, we never patronized, because I felt like a lot of other churches that wasn't Nation Islam, they felt like he was too militant. And, you know, a lot of times you don't want to lose your membership. You don't want people to gravitate towards that. This is just my opinion. This is not nobody's opinion. But in my opinion, I feel like a lot of Baptists and AME and all those other churches, they have a disdain towards the Nation of Islam because the Nation of Islam is saying the shit that they are supposed to be saying. The Nation of Islam is saying the shit that all these other bullshit churches are supposed to be saying, with the exception of Reverend Jeremiah Wright. Because he the only nigga I heard going on the government. Everybody else, damn, Jesus said it. We better give you this prayer cloth and this oil, and I'm a that bullshit, and then you good. And you don't know what the fuck they talking about. And then they quoting Bible verses, and then when you get to asking, okay, because this always used to be my question. I hate to keep going down memory lane, but this always used to be my question. Okay, so who wrote this book? Okay, King James. Then you go look up King James. Okay, well, he wasn't there 5,000 years ago. So who told him about this story? Them of us be like, oh, well, this was the word that came. Man, no. I don't want to hear that shit. And I'll tell you this. If you don't start reading and understand what it is, it's gonna be another nigga on TV, like, or on social media, like Dwayne Wade and his son on some moist shit, like basically congratulating, like, what the fuck is y'all niggas on, man? Like, man, what's going on, man? Like, this shit is crazy to me. I mean, it's like, let him figure it out naturally. That's all I'm saying. Just let him figure it out naturally. Like, goddamn. Like, I don't believe that they let Dwayne Wade's son figure that shit out naturally. I just don't believe that shit. I believe he was hanging around feminine people and on some moist shit, and it was just like natural, and then he wasn't ever in his ass like that. You had to have not been on his ass. And I just feel like motherfuckers want to be accepted by the dominant society, because that shit would have not went on in the 80s or the 90s. Not in my era. This tight jean wearing shit. Fuck all that. I'm not saying Rick James didn't wear the tight shit. Go ahead, wear that shit. But nigga, my sweat's still baggy. I tell niggas, oh, you got that tight shit on. Why don't you just wear it? Why don't you just wear a blouse and a dress, nigga? That's what I tell niggas. And motherfuckers be getting mad at me too. But hey, man, I've been on here long enough. I appreciate everybody listening and subscribing. No diss. Again, RIP to Kobe and his daughter. You know what I'm saying? We're going to like what I see. I see a lot of cooning and sandboy, a lot of buck dancing and bullshit. But anyway, this is the No I Don't Know TV series podcast. I'm your boy, Warren G. Hey, shout out to Leo. Shout out to my sisters. Shout out to everybody, my nephews, both of them, Whoopo and Dorian. Dorian, his badass. That nigga, he's a smart nigga. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Hey, man, if you're out at a bitch's house, and for all y'all niggas, I might do a Valentine's Day special tomorrow because it's going to be Valentine's Day. So for all y'all niggas that's out there on some bullshit, hey, man, guilty nigga, I'm out. Peace.